This entire development works because it's rooted in character history, wounded pride, and perfectly timed opportunism. And Billy Abbott's idea only looks brilliant because he understands Phyllis Summers better than almost anyone else in Genoa City. When Newman Media's hit piece lands and Jabot's assets are exposed as being forced offline, the Abbotts are thrown into a state of controlled panic. Jack is dealing with the shock of how efficiently Victor struck. Ashley is focused on stabilizing the company and containing the fallout. Everyone else is reacting to the immediate damage. Billy, however, is already thinking one step ahead. He's not asking how Victor pulled it off, he's asking who helped him do it and whether that person is still loyal. Billy realizes quickly that Victor's AI attack couldn't have happened without inside cooperation, and Phyllis's fingerprints are all over it. But instead of seeing that as a dead end, Billy sees opportunity. He knows Victor's greatest weakness has never been technology or money, it's his arrogance. Victor always assumes people will accept whatever scraps he throws their way, and Billy recognizes that Phyllis is the last person who will tolerate being used and discarded. Phyllis entered into this deal with Victor believing she was finally outmaneuvering the system that had always shut her out. She didn't just hand over AI software, she handed over leverage, intellectual power, and a weapon that could reshape the corporate landscape. In her mind, the trade was clear and transactional. Victor would get the AI and she would get Jabot, control, recognition, and the chance to prove she belonged at the top. Instead, Victor used the AI to devastate Jabot and then retreated into vague reassurances when Phyllis demanded answers. That moment, when Victor refuses to give her certainty, is where everything shifts. Phyllis is perceptive enough to understand that if Victor truly intended to honor the deal, he would have done so immediately. His hesitation isn't strategic, it's dismissive. He doesn't see Phyllis as a partner. He sees her as a temporary asset. And for someone like Phyllis, who has spent her life fighting to be taken seriously, that realization is infuriating. What deepens this betrayal is Phyllis's long, bitter history with Victor Newman. Victor has never hidden his disdain for her. Among Nick Newman's partners, Phyllis was always the one Victor considered the most unacceptable, too impulsive, too emotional, too uncontrollable. That disapproval wasn't just personal, it was demeaning. So when Phyllis made the shocking choice to approach Victor with the AI software in the first place, it wasn't because she trusted him. It was because she believed she could finally flip the power dynamic and force Victor to respect her. Instead, Victor did what he always does, he proved her right to distrust him. Billy understands that this betrayal doesn't push Phyllis into retreat, it pushes her into retaliation. Phyllis doesn't walk away licking her wounds. She looks for a way to burn the person who humiliated her, and Billy positions the Abbotts as the perfect vehicle for that revenge. He doesn't pretend the Abbotts are saints and he doesn't promise Phyllis blind trust. What he offers is far more compelling. Relevance, agency, and the chance to strike back using knowledge only she possesses. Billy also knows that Phyllis's guilt over Jabot's downfall is complicated. On one hand, she justified her actions as a smart business move. On the other, seeing the real damage, the livelihoods threatened, the company destabilized, forces her to confront the consequences. Victor's refusal to honor their agreement removes any remaining emotional barrier she had to switching sides. At that point, helping the Abbotts isn't just revenge. It's also a way to rewrite the narrative and regain control of her own story. The spoilers hint that Billy and Phyllis's deal, likely finalized on the Thursday, December 18th episode, won't be casual or temporary. This will be a calculated alliance built on shared enemies rather than shared values. Phyllis brings something invaluable to the table: first-hand knowledge of Victor's AI strategy, his assumptions, and his blind spots. She knows how the weapon works, why Victor believes it's unbeatable, and where its vulnerabilities might lie. And when Phyllis commits to revenge, she doesn't do it quietly. Her anger doesn't cool over time, it intensifies. Victor may believe he has already neutralized the Abbotts, but Billy's insight could turn that confidence into overconfidence. If Phyllis fully flips and unleashes everything she knows, the very AI program Victor used to cripple Jabot could become the spark that ignites his own downfall, proving that the most dangerous enemy is the one you thought you had already beaten.